I am Katharina Michio, and you are watching NY Mania.
I'm Kayla Welsh, and you're watching NY Yankee Mania.
Hi, my name is Maria Venuto, and you are watching New York Yankee Mania.
I'm Marnie Schneider. I'm the author of Football Freddy, and I am so excited to be part of the New York Yankee Mania show.
Hey, everybody, it's Ian Eagle. You are watching NY Yankee Mania, the best.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? Good to see you guys. Of course, tonight we have a big game, big series actually, starting tonight on Friday, and then, of course, going into tomorrow and Sunday. Big games coming up for the Yankees as they play the reigning two-time back-to-back World Series champion LA Dodgers. So a very interesting series to look out for tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. I already see Kaz is in here. What's going on, Kaz? Good to see you. Good to see you tonight. Haven't seen you in a little bit, Kaz, so it's always good to see you and catch up with everybody. In here, I know you guys are busy with your own schedules and things, so I respect that. But thank you guys for being here tonight, supporting not only me, but Joe and Chef Nick, Sean, Jason, Nathan, everybody here on the channel, NY Yankee Mania, World Sports Mania Entertainment. We have a lot of fun stuff for you guys as always, play-by-plays, roundtable shows, breaking news shows, YouTube live streams, and a lot of other fun things that are coming up, interviews, everything like that. So I hope everybody is doing well, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel, of course, NY Yankee Mania and World Sports Mania Entertainment. Shouldn't have to sound like an auctioneer all the time, as you guys should be liking the content and subscribing and always liking the streams as well, which helps YouTube share out the show to a lot of different platforms and countries and people around the world. So we appreciate that. The game should be starting in about 5 minutes or so. First pitch will be underway very soon. So a very fun matchup for you guys tonight, Yankees-Dodgers. So looking forward to it. I'll be doing the play-by-play for you guys tonight as Joe is recovering from a cold a little bit, as he said earlier, and he is planning to do some of the games that are coming up this weekend as well, Saturday and Sunday. And Johnny Salami will also be joining Joe for tomorrow's game, as I will be joining Joe as well for Sunday's game. So looking forward to that. So as always, hopefully everything is okay with that. And Joe, please recover pretty well, as always. Looking forward to doing tonight's game. Of course, thank you for letting me handle the reins tonight. Appreciate that. So right now we're seeing Aaron Boone up on the podium. The first pitch should be starting very, very soon. So I'll get to the lineups for you guys right now, actually. All right, let's start out first with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So leading off for the Dodgers and DHing, just activated off the injured list before the second half began, is Shohei Ohtani. Batting second and playing center field is going to be Andy Pajes. Batting third, playing first base is going to be Freddie Freeman. Batting cleanup and playing shortstop is going to be Mookie Betts. Batting fifth, playing third base is going to be Max Muncy. Batting sixth and playing right field is going to be Kyle Tucker. Batting seventh, playing left field is going to be Teoscar Hernandez. Batting eighth and catching is going to be Dalton Rushing. And then batting ninth, playing second base is going to be Tommy Edman. On the mound for the Dodgers tonight is Roki Sasaki. So that's your Dodgers lineup. Sasaki has a 5.33 ERA, 81 innings pitched with 80 strikeouts. And then moving on to the Yankees lineup tonight. First game of the second half of the 2026 season. Leading off and playing center field is going to be Trent Grisham. Batting second and DHing is going to be Ben Rice. Batting third and playing first base, so not having a day off tonight, is Paul Goldschmidt. Batting fourth and playing left field is going to be Cody Bellinger against his old team. Batting fifth and playing right field is going to be Jason Dominguez. Batting sixth, playing second base is going to be Jazz Chisholm Jr. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is going to be Jose Caballero. Batting eighth, playing third base is going to be Ryan McMahon. Batting ninth and catching is going to be Austin Wells. Let's hope he turns it around in the second half. And then, of course, on the mound tonight for the Yankees, the one and only Garrett Cole. So Garrett Cole coming in tonight with an ERA of 4.04, 49 innings pitched, 47 strikeouts, and a 3.4 win-to-loss ratio. So those are your lineups tonight, guys. Of course, it's Garrett Cole's first time seeing the Dodgers since the 2024 World Series Game 5. I'm sure you guys remember that. Not a very fun memory for us Yankee fans, especially me being sort of like a younger fan. It wasn't a good time for me. I definitely did not enjoy seeing that at all. But it's a new day. It's a new year, and let's hope Garrett Cole has a great performance tonight. Also, we got some news earlier today. Max Fried is going to be having a AAA rehab start, so we will get updates and provide them for you guys during the stream. We're also going to have scoreboard updates as well. And if you guys didn't hear earlier, we got some Aaron Judge news that he has a little bit of improvement in his rib stress fracture. There's a little bit of improvement with the imaging that went on earlier today. So some good results there, and let's hope that he can recover pretty soon and get back on the field rehabbing and eventually make his way back onto the field. So Garrett Cole taking his warm-up pitches right now. The scouting report numbers on the board: no quarter and take 5. So those are the scouting report numbers for Garrett Cole right now as we see him doing his warm-up pitches. So how are you doing, everybody? Please like and subscribe to NY Yankee Mania and World Sports Mania Entertainment. We appreciate all the support on both channels that we've been getting. Of course, the rest of these games, tomorrow's game and Sunday's game is going to be on both channels as well. So feel free to press the like button and subscribe to both channels as we have a lot of fun stuff coming up for you guys. A lot of variety here on both channels. A lot of fun things coming up. So Shohei Ohtani is walking up to the batter's box right now, and Garrett Cole is getting ready. Hey, Jason. Thank you, Jason, very much. Thank you, Jason. Keep up the good work as well. Here we go, guys. We are ready to get underway here. Garrett Cole on the mound. The first pitch from Cole. The set and the delivery. The pitch. A little bit down low. The count is 1-0. We are underway tonight. The 1-0 pitch getting ready from Cole. The set. The pitch. Swing and a miss from Ohtani. Took a big swing at a knuckle curve. The count is now 1-1. 1-1 here on Shohei Ohtani. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Garrett Cole. The windup. The pitch. Missed down low, and the count is now 2-1. 2-1 here on Shohei Ohtani, hitting .293 so far in his season. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Garrett Cole. The windup, the delivery pitch, swing and a miss. And the count is now 2-2 on Shohei as he calls timeout to give himself a little bit of time to regather. He takes those huge swings there sometimes, I notice. 2-2 count on Garrett Cole. Let's see what he dials up here with a 2-strike count here on Ohtani. The 2-2 pitch coming up from Garrett Cole. He looks, he waits, the pitch. Line drive to second base. Jazz over to his right, throws to first, and he makes a nice play. He's out. Shohei grounds out there to lead things off here for the Dodgers. So 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Nice play by Jazz Chisholm. I thought that ball was hit a little bit harder than it was. Fortunately, Jazz was able to get over and make a nice play. Here comes Andy Pages up to bat right now, who's been a great player for the Dodgers through his first 3 years on the team. Hitting .270. The pitch inside, and the count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Andy Pages. Welcome, Jim Dartuzos. What's going on, Jim? How are you doing? That's right. Let's go Yankees. Thank you for being here. The 1-0 pitch just misses a little bit down low below the zone with a slider. The count is 2-0. 2-0 count here on Andy Pages. The 2-0 pitch coming up here from Cole. The pitch in there for a called strike with a slider. The count is now 2-1. 2-1 here on Andy Pages. 1 out. 0-0 game in the top of the first. Garrett Cole on the mound. The pitch in there for another called strike, and the count is now 2-2. 2-2 count on Andy Pages. Don't be fooled by the scoreboard as they're showing the counts 3-1. The count is not 3-1. It's 2-2 on Pajes with Freddie Freeman on deck. The 2-2 pitch coming up. They really got to fix the scoreboard. 2-2 pitch coming up from Garrett Cole on the mound. Looks in, the windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped right into the glove of Austin Wells as Garrett Cole records his first strikeout of the night, and Andy Pajes is his first victim. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Two outs here in the top of the first inning here as Ohtani grounded out and Pajes strikes out. So that will bring up Freddie Freeman hitting .290. 2 outs here, top of the first. Garrett Cole operates from the windup. The pitch a little bit outside, and the count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Freddie Freeman. Garrett Cole on the mound right now, operating from the windup. The pitch. Freddie flies this one in the air to left field, but it's going to be a foul ball. Third base side out of play, so the count is now going to be 1-1 here. 1-1 here on Freddie Freeman. Hey, Mario, what's going on? Good to see you. We will get them Yankees. Let's do this. Let's go, Mario. Thank you for being here. The 1-1 pitch from Cole outside, and the count is now 2-1. 2-1 here on Freddie Freeman. If you guys are just hopping in, it is 0-0 here early on in the top of the first. No score, 2 outs, top of the first inning. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Garrett Cole, the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice changeup on the outside corner. And the count is now even at 2-2. 2-2 count here on Cole. Looks for the sign. He has the sign. The windup, the pitch. Just misses the bottom of the strike zone. Just missed the inner half of the strike zone there. Thought about a challenge, but did not have one. And good thing he didn't challenge it because that would have been a ball. So the count's now full 3-2. 3-2 here on Freeman. The pitch. In there for a called strike 3. Freeman strikes out looking. Garrett Cole records 2 strikeouts here on the top of the first. So a good, very good start here for Garrett Cole, mixing up his pitches and locating well in the zone. Dodgers go 1-2-3 in their half of the first inning. We're going to go to the bottom of the first inning, and the Yankees will have Trent Grisham, Ben Rice, and Paul Goldschmidt lead things off for them. So how's everybody doing out there? Thank you for being here. Appreciate the support always. Once again, guys, Max Fried is having a rehab start in AAA tonight. So we will get updates on that and provide them for you guys on the live stream here. And we'll also have scoreboard updates. If you guys didn't see already, the Red Sox are playing the Rays right now, but they also played a game earlier today at 1:30. They had a doubleheader. And the Red Sox did win that game 1 of the doubleheader by a score of 10-0. So the Red Sox are on a 10-game winning streak. And right now they are inching closer to a wild card spot. I believe they are tied with the Mariners, and they're tied with the Mariners for the 3rd wild card spot. If I'm not wrong about that, they're tied for the 3rd wild card spot. So right now it's a very interesting dynamic of what's going on as they are making their way up in the standings. Right now they're in 3rd place. And things can get interesting. I feel like the Red Sox always go on this winning streak during the summer, and then they usually level out. Well, we'll see what happens. Long season left to play, about 2.5 months, and we're here for it all. Hey, John the Beagle Dad, what's going on? How are you? What's up, Sean? How you doing? And the Yankees do have a pretty tough schedule coming up. They have these 3 against the Dodgers. They have the Pirates coming up, and then they have the Phillies and some other tough teams on the schedule. So Roki Sasaki is taking his warm-up pitches. He is 3-5 with a 5.33 ERA, 81 innings pitched for Roki. So let's see how the Yankees attack Roki Sasaki tonight. Let's see what their mentality is, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made coming out of the All-Star break. So Sasaki on the mound, Grisham in the box, and let's see what happens. Sasaki deals the pitch outside, and the count is 1-0. 1-0 count here on Trent Grisham, hitting .236, 10 home runs, 40 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch coming up here from Sasaki. The pitch outside again, and the count is now 2-0. 2-0 count here on Trent Grisham. Grisham had some good numbers put up in the last stretch of the first half. The 2-0, Sasaki deals pitch. Swing and a miss by Grisham, and the count is now 2-1. 2-1 here on Trent. Here comes the 2-1. The pitch from Sasaki. The pitch. Grisham pops this one up in the air, in the infield actually, to shortstop. Betts is under it, and he makes the catch. So that's the first out of the bottom of the first inning as Grisham pops out. One out here, bottom of the first inning, as that will bring up Ben Rice. Ben Rice, of course, a first-time All-Star Home Run Derby participant. Well, let's see how he comes out in the second half. I'm sure he'll come out swinging right away. Here comes the pitch from Sasaki. The pitch just misses with a slider on the off the outside corner. The count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Rice. Rice with a great first half of the year, hitting .279. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Sasaki. The pitch. Swing and a miss by Rice. He chases a slider low in the zone. And the count is now 1-1. What's going on, Jacob? How are you doing? Hey, Terrence, what's going on? I'll get to you in 1 second. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled away. And the count is now 1-2. Joe has an update for us on, update for us on Max Fried. Max, top of the first inning, 1 run, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, 25 pitches. All right, thank you, Joe. The 1-2 pitch. Rice flies this one in the air to left field. Coming in is Hernandez, and he makes the catch. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Yeah, Jacob, it's not Jason, it's me. You may not be seeing double, you might be seeing single. Terrence says, did you see Fanatics Fest today? A little bit, Terrence. I saw a couple of clips, but not too much. I did see the podcast with LeBron James and Tyrese Halliburton. I saw a couple of clips for that. Here comes Paul Goldschmidt up to bat right now. The pitch from Sasaki. In there for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Sean says, over under 5 Dostradamus appearances. Probably over. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Goldschmidt. Sasaki deals the pitch. Goldschmidt swings and misses. A 102 mile per hour fastball from Sasaki. Count is 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Goldschmidt from Sasaki. Sasaki deals the pitch. Is inside, and the count is now 1-2. A 102 mile per hour fastball before from Sasaki. Didn't know he had that in his arsenal. Well, to be fair, I haven't seen much of him with the Dodgers yet this year. He's been injured a couple times, but when he's been in the rotation, he's been a good piece for them. Here comes the 1-2. The pitch to Goldschmidt is down low, and the count is 2-2. Yes, Mario, they're making contact, but we need them to get hits. Need them to get on base. The 2-2 to Goldschmidt. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Folds him with a nasty slider. Goldschmidt goes down swinging to end the first inning. So that'll do it for the Yankees. There they go. 1-2-3 in their half of the first inning. So coming up for the Dodgers will be Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, and Kyle Tucker. So a pretty characteristic first inning there for both teams, I would say. 2 good pitchers on the mound early on in the game. Both teams are feeling each other out here, seeing what they both have to offer here. Yak has no sake, no soy sauce, no sashimi, no nothing. Nope. Not for the Dodgers tonight. Just glazing the scoreboard here, see if we have any updates here early on. Seems like we don't have any scoreboard updates as of yet right now. Nothing as of yet. Watching on that Rays-Red Sox game, of course, the Blue Jays open up with the White Sox here. Blue Jays hosting the White Sox today. So thank you guys for being here. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe to the channel. Actually, both channels, NY YankeeMania and World Sports Mania Entertainment, as we will have the play-by-play for you guys tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow will be another fun day. Joe and Johnny Salami will be giving you guys the call for tomorrow's game at 8:08 p.m. And then on Sunday at 7:20, I believe, is the start time for that. We will also have that game for you guys on both channels. So set your notifications and be ready for that. Breaking on the first pitch, George Lombard Jr., home run. He is closing in on coming up. Wow. There we go, George Lombard Jr. making his impact felt in AAA. Good to see that. The better he does in AAA, the more pressure the Yankees will have of getting him up here, and that's really going to make his presence felt. The better he does, the more pressure the Yankees organization is going to have to give him an opportunity. All right, so we're going to the top of the second here, as Mookie Betts will lead it off here against Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole on the mound, looking focused and ready to attack. Here we go. Cole sets and delivers the pitch. Misses outside, and the count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Betts. The 1-0 pitch coming up from Cole. The windup. The delivery pitch. Fouled away. Betts late on a fastball. The count is now 1-1. 1-1 here on Betts. Appreciate the updates there from the AAA game going on. The 1-1 pitch. Betts pops this one up on the infield to third base. Ryan McMahon is under it. Still under it, and he makes the catch. Nice play there. That was a routine pop out to McMahon. So there's one out here in the top of the second inning. Hey, Corky, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. Max Muncy coming up to bat here for the Dodgers. Here comes the first pitch from Cole to Muncy. The pitch. A little bit outside. I thought he may have caught the outside corner, but it was a little bit off the outside corner there to Muncy. So the count is 1-0. Austin Wells setting up a little bit inside on that pitch. The 1-0 pitch. Muncy grounds this one foul outside of first base. So the count is now 1-1. 1-1 here on Muncy. The 1-1, the pitch. Muncy pops this one up again to third base into shallow left field. McMahon is back, and he makes the catch. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Garrett Cole doing a great job right now of locating his fastball and changeup for sure. So now that will bring up Kyle Tucker, only hitting .244 for the Dodgers this season, 7 home runs, 47 RBIs. I think Dodgers fans would say that he's been a little bit underwhelming for them this season. They expected a little bit more out of him this year. Here comes the pitch to Tucker. The pitch fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Also, if there are any Dodger fans here, we welcome you with open arms to the chat, to the channel. Please make your presence known if you are here listening in the background. Thank you for being here. Of course, you are allowed to say what you feel and give us your thoughts on the Dodgers. The pitch fouled away again. The count is 0-2. 0-2 here on Tucker. On deck is Teoscar Hernandez. The count is 0-2 here on Tucker. Let's see what Cole has in mind here on the 0-2. The windup, the pitch. Tucker lines this one up the middle. Oh, past the reach of Caballero. So Tucker has a 2-out single. Cole was trying to locate a changeup there on the outside corner, but he missed over the plate a little bit, enough for Tucker to get the barrel on the ball there. So he was able to barrel that one up just enough to get by Caballero to center field. 2-out, 2-strike, especially 0-2 strike hits are not a good thing in my opinion. They can't happen, especially not against this team. The pitch to Teoscar Hernandez is a little bit down low. No challenge again. So the count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Hernandez. Mario, that's funny. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Hernandez. Fouled away off of Austin Wells' mask. And the count is 1-1. No, but you never want to let up a hit when it's 0-2, especially against a team like the Dodgers. You have to at least have a throwaway pitch that you can go to. If he swings at it, great. If not, then you just get him with the next pitch. But Cole's looked very good so far here early on. Here comes the 1-1. Cole sets, delivers the pitch. Teoscar Hernandez lines this one to left field. It's going to be a base hit over Caballero's head again. Right to Bellinger in left field. So the Dodgers have a little threat going here with runners on first and second and 2 outs. That fastball was not in enough on Hernandez. Too much out over the plate. And Hernandez singles to left field. So runners on first and second for LA, as that will now bring up Dalton Rushing, their catcher. So let's have Cole settle down a little bit here and relax, make some good pitches here to Rushing. The pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. Good start to the at-bat, 0-1 count. Sean says McMahon will be huge and Bellinger and Grisham will be clutch. Yep. Hope so, Sean. I agree. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Inside, and the count is now 1-1. 1-1 here on Rushing. Tucker at second, and Hernandez is at first. No score here, still in the top of the second. The 1-1. Cole at the set, delivers, pitch. Fouled back. Hits the netting behind the plate, and the count is now 1-2. 1-2 count here on Rushing. 1-2. So let's see what Cole dials up here with a 1-2 count. A lot of these hitters that Cole is facing, he hasn't really seen them before, Dalton Rushing being one of them. Here comes the 1-2. Cole delivers the pitch. Misses up high, 2-2. Tried to get him to chase a high fastball, but Rushing did not budge on that one. 2-2 count as Tommy Edman is on deck. Here comes the 2-2. The pitch to Rushing. The pitch. And this one is fouled back again. So Rushing working the count here against Cole. The count remains at 2-2. 2-2 count here on Rushing. Let's see what happens here with a 2-2 count. All right, 2-2 count here on Rushing. Cole will step off the mound here as the pitch clock was running down to 0. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Rushing. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on an inside fastball. Well located. Nice pitch there from Garrett Cole as he records his second strikeout of the game. third strikeout. That's his third strikeout tonight. So a good first 2 innings for Garrett Cole. A little bit of a scary situation there with first and second, but he gets out of it. So nice start there for Cole. 3 strikeouts. So no score here. We're going to go to the bottom of the second inning. Yankees are going to have Cody Bellinger, Jason Dominguez, and Jazz Chisholm Jr. up to bat. So there we go. A little bit of a scoreboard update here. I'll give you guys a big scoreboard update when we go to the bottom of the third inning. But right now, the Rays are leading the Red Sox 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning. So that's a quick scoreboard update on that. 2-0 Rays over the Red Sox. So they're playing the second game of a doubleheader. All right, so we're just waiting here to go to the bottom of the second inning. If you guys have any predictions, thoughts, predictions, anything like that, please let me know in the chat. I'd like to hear from you guys. See what the Yankees can do here against Roki Sasaki. Looking forward to the other games in the series, of course, and then the games next week. Yankees have a pretty tough schedule here to open things up in the second half, so this is a good test to see kind of where they're at, see how they prepared mentally and physically for this series. So, of course, Bellinger being a former Dodger, I'm sure he's excited to face his old team here tonight. Had some good moments with the Dodgers, a couple of all-star appearances, won the MVP, of course, the World Series in 2020. And now he is stepping in to face Sasaki here. All right, so here we go. Sasaki on the mound, ready to face off against Bellinger. Here we go, Sasaki on the mound. Sasaki looks in, sets and deals the pitch. Big swing and a miss by Bellinger. Went after a first pitch slider, and the count is 0-1. 0-1 here on Bellinger. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Bellinger. The pitch. Ground ball, foul outside of first base, so the count is now 0-2. 0-2 here on Bellinger. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Sasaki. The pitch. Bellinger swings and misses. Strike 3. Strikes out. There we go. So that's not there we go, but that's a 3-pitch strikeout there for Sasaki as he gets Bellinger. Don't know what he was being so aggressive for. The 2 of those pitches were missed pretty badly out of the strike zone. Here's Dominguez. Now here comes the first pitch to Dominguez. The pitch. Dominguez grounds this one right to first base. Freeman has it, steps on first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. So 4 pitches and 2 outs. So the Yankees obviously looking to be aggressive early on. We'll see how it works out. But they always seem to do this. Always seem to swing at the first pitch, be aggressive, especially when the other pitcher has shown that they can be pretty inconsistent in and out of the strike zone. They seem to always be aggressive, but I wouldn't do that. Here's Chisholm, the pitch. In there for a called strike at 101. Fastball, 101 miles per hour. The count is 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Jazz. The pitch. Outside, and the count is now 1-1. We have another update here on Max Fried. Max top of the second. No runs, no hits, 1 strikeout. Thank you for that, Joe. Appreciate that update. Here comes the 1-1. The pitch is outside, and the count is now 2-1 on Jazz. 2-1 count here on Jazz Chisholm. No score in the bottom of the second. The 2-1, the pitch to Jazz. The pitch up and away, and the count is now 3-1. 3-1 count here on Jazz Chisholm. Here comes the 3-1, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count is now full, 3-2. 3-2 count here on Jazz Chisholm. Just waiting for the 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 from Sasaki. And the pitch. Jazz lines this one to center field. That's a base hit. To Antipas is in center field. Jazz is going to round first, but he'll stay right there. So he picks up the first Yankees hit of the night. Jazz with a single there, 2-out single. Runner on first base here, 2 outs. Good piece of hitting there by Jazz Chisholm, not trying to be over aggressive, but making contact. Runner on first, 2 outs. Let's see what the Yankees can do with this. All right, here comes Jose Caballero up to bat. The pitch in there for a called strike, a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. 0-1. 0-1 count here on Jose Caballero. Sasaki steps off here, so we'll wait to do the 0-1 pitch. As Caballero again talking to the umpire about Sasaki either stepping off the mound and here we go again. Caballero stepping out of the box. But Caballero always having some sort of issue with the pitcher stepping off the mound or him taking a timeout, the timing of that. The pitch clock. Here comes the 0-1, the pitch to Caballero. Ground ball outside of third base, so it's a foul ball. And the count is now 0-2. 0-2 here on Caballero. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Caballero. And Sasaki checks Jazz at first base. Back safely. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Caballero. Sasaki deals. The pitch is grounded again. Foul outside of third base. And the count remains 0-2. Caballero is still complaining to the umpire about Sasaki taking a long time in his stretch to deliver the pitch. But he's allowed to. He's allowed to wait till the last second. The pitch. Caballero flies this one in the air to center field, shallow center field. Coming out and making the catch is the second baseman, Tommy Edmonds. So he makes the play. And that'll do it for the Yankees in their second inning. We'll go to the top of the third inning. Still no score here in the Bronx. Thank you guys for being here. Mario, Sean, guys giving your predictions. Mario, I'm assuming, said that Gerrit Cole was going to strike out rushing there in the last at-bat. Thank you, Mario. Good job on that prediction. Unfortunately, Bellinger did not hit a home run. Yeah, Hal, you never know. Hal could be watching, but you never know. Not really sure. So just to give you guys a quick update here on the scoreboard, the Rays now trail the Red Sox 3-2. So it's just amazing. The Red Sox are finding ways to win games, whether they're coming back or winning by 10 runs. They're always finding ways to win right now. They did trail 2-0, but now they have a 3-2 lead over the Rays. And the White Sox have a 3-0 lead over the Blue Jays in the top of the second. So those are your AL East updates as of right now. The Orioles are playing the Astros at 8:10 p.m. tonight. So we'll see what happens. Sean, you never know what can happen. What are you referring to there, Sean? Just not sure what you mean, what you're referring to about for that. Yes, let's go Yankees, Corky. That's right. All right, just waiting to go to the top of the third here. Tommy Edman is going to lead off against Garrett Cole in the top of the third inning. Garrett Cole with 3 strikeouts so far. This is usually how the first game of a Yankees-Dodgers series always goes. Usually scoreless through the first 3-4 innings, and then the action usually picks up a little bit later on. Here comes the pitch. In there for a called strike, 0-1 on Tommy Edman. 0-1, and 0-1 on Tommy Edman here. He is hitting .343 so far in his season. The 0-1 pitch, grounded foul outside of first base. So the count was quickly 0-2. Good job for Garrett Cole getting ahead here on Edman, 0-2. Tommy Edman, always a pesky hitter. Was part of the Dodgers World Series run 2 years ago. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Garrett Cole. Looks in for the sign, the windup, the pitch, in the dirt. And the count is now 1-2. 1-2 here on Edman. Sean says Cashman makes a trade, but also it's a reference to the Angels in the outfield. Okay. Thank you, Sean. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Very close pitch, but it's called strike 3 by the umpire. Looked a little bit down low, but Garrett Cole gets the call, and the Dodgers decide not to challenge. So 4th strikeout of the night for Garrett Cole. In the top of the third inning, 1 out. Shohei Ohtani now comes up to bat here in the top of the third inning. Him and Garrett Cole have had a lot of matchups in the past 4 or 5 years. The first pitch to Ohtani is low and inside. The count is 1-0. Sean says, did you ever see that movie? Not that particular one, Sean. No, I haven't. The pitch to Ohtani. A high fly ball deep in the air to right field. Going back is Dominguez on the warning track. And he makes the catch right near the fence on the warning track, right before the fence. Wow. I thought that ball was deemed to land in the outfield stands, but Dominguez had enough room to just make the catch there in right field. Wow, that ball was up in the air for a long time, as Ohtani just missed a home run there, but Dominguez was there to make the catch there. 2 outs here, a very scary second out. Here comes Andy Pages. The first pitch is inside, 1-0. 1-0 here on Pages. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm not sure if Ohtani ever hit a home run in Yankee Stadium before. I may be wrong, but I'm not sure if he has or hasn't. The pitch is swung on and missed, 0-2. Or, sorry, 1-1. 1-1 here on Andy Pages. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Outside, and the umpire calls it a strike, so it's 1-2, but Pages is going to challenge this one. Pages challenged this one, and it's a ball. So the Dodgers do win that challenge. They will still have all 3 of their challenges left. Or, sorry, 2 challenges. So they will have both challenges remaining here, 2 challenges. Here comes the 2-1, the pitch. That's in there for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. 2-2 count here on Pages. Struck out back in the first inning. Here comes the 2-2. Cole deals pitch. Outside 3-2. 3-2 count here on Pajes. Full count, 2 outs. Top of the third. Let's see what Garrett Cole can do here with a full count, 2 outs, top of the third. The 3-2 pitch coming up to Pajes. Cole sets and deals. The pitch is lined foul down the right field line. And the count remains 3-2. Mario says, I don't think that I've ever seen a baseball movie, seen lots of documentaries. I've seen a couple of baseball movies, some documentaries. Yep, let's go, Sean. Let's finish off this inning with a strikeout. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Pajes. Cole on the windup, the pitch. Ground ball through the hole there in shortstop and third base, so that will be a base hit for Pajes. A 2-out single for Andy Pajes, and the Dodgers have another base runner, 2 outs, runner on first base. The fastball that was left right over the middle of the plate there, Pajes, and takes advantage of that. So runner on first base, 2 outs, as that will now bring up Freddie Freeman. 2-out base runner. The pitch to Freeman. In there for a called strike, 0-1. Nice pitch on the outside corner from Garrett Cole. 0-1. Freeman struck out back in the first inning. Here comes the 0-1. The pitch to Freeman. Pitch inside, and the count is now 1-1. 1-1. 1-1 here on Pajes. Sorry, Freeman. The 1-1 Freeman is fouled away to left field. So left field side out of play. And now the count is 1-2. 1-2 here on Freeman. Freddie Freeman steps back into the box. The 1-2 count coming up here too. Or the 1-2 pitch coming up to Freeman. Cole at the set, the pitch. Fouls it away, left field side out of play. So the count remains here at 1-2 on Freeman. 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 on the way to Freeman. Cole looks in for the sign. At the stretch, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Cole got him swinging on an inside slider. Freeman goes down swinging for the second time tonight. 2 strikeouts on the night for Freeman. And that was Garrett Cole's 5th strikeout of the night. So 5 strikeouts for Garrett Cole through the first 3 innings of play. No score. We're going to go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. So let's give a scoreboard update right now as we have games going on around the league. So far, guys, the Rays are trailing the Red Sox by a score of 3-2 going to the bottom of the 2nd. The Rangers and the Braves are scoreless in the bottom of the 2nd inning, no score. The White Sox are leading the Blue Jays 5-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. The Marlins and the Brewers are scoreless in the bottom of the 1st. And then just about to get underway, we have the Twins against the Cubs, Orioles against the Astros, Padres against the Royals. And then coming up a little bit later on tonight, you have the Reds against the Rockies, Tigers against the Angels, Nationals against the Athletics, Cardinals against the D-backs, Giants against the Mariners. And the Pirates and the Guardians were postponed earlier today. They will have a doubleheader tomorrow. And then a final today already. We had the Red Sox defeat the Rays earlier today by a score of 10-0 as they're playing a second game of the doubleheader tonight, actually, right now, with Red Sox up 3-2, looking to sweep the doubleheader, looking to increase their winning streak to 11 games as they are still a threat in the AL East. All right, so let's see what the Yankees can do here against Sasaki. They've seen him for 2 innings. They were patient, a little bit patient in the first inning, and then in the second inning, they were more aggressive. So let's see what they can do here against Sasaki. So we have coming up for the Yankees right now, we have Ryan McMahon, Austin Wells, and then Trent Grisham will turn it back around to begin the Yankees order. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Please like and subscribe to both channels, whether you're watching on Old Sports Mania Entertainment or NY Yankee Mania. So bottom of the third inning, Ryan McMahon steps in the box against Sasaki. 27 pitches here in the bottom of the third. And Sasaki ready to deal the first pitch. The pitch misses down low, and the count is 1-0. 1-0 on McMahon, hitting .214 on the year, 9 home runs, 26 RBIs. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to McMahon. Sasaki sets and delivers the pitch outside, and the count is 2-0. 2-0 here on McMahon. 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to McMahon. The pitch, swing and a miss. The count is now 2-1. 2-1. Big swing and a miss there on the slider. Austin Wells on deck. So 2-1 here on Ryan McMahon. And here comes the 2-1. Sasaki deals the pitch outside, and the count is now 3-1. 3-1 here on McMahon. Let's get a rally started here in the bottom of the third. Here comes the 3-1. The pitch to McMahon. Pitch fouled away, and the count is now full. 3-2. 3-2 here on McMahon. Three-two pitch ready to deal here from Sasaki. The 3-2 pitch. Sasaki sets, delivers, pitch. McMahon pops it up. Foul territory. Will it stay in play? No, it will not. It will go right behind the Dodgers dugout. Third base side out of play. So the count remains at 3-2. Yep, that's right. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you. All right, 3-2 count here on McMahon. Sasaki at 33 pitches so far tonight. The 3-2 pitch. Sasaki deals the pitch. Line to the left field. McMahon, that's going to be a fair ball. It hits the inside of the foul line, so that's a fair ball down the left field line. McMahon has a ground rule double to lead off things in the bottom of the third inning. Nice piece of hitting by McMahon, taking that ball the other way. And it hit right inside of the foul line to left field. So that's a fair ball ground rule double. Runner on second base, nobody out. Let's play some small ball here and get McMahon in to score. Here's Austin Wells. The pitch down low, and the count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Austin Wells, hitting 155. Nothing much you can really say about Austin Wells other than that he's been a terrible player for us this year, at least. The 1-0 pitch fouled away. The count is now 1-1. 1-1 here on Austin Wells. 1-1. Come on, Austin. Let's get something going here. Let's at least move McMahon to third base. 1-1 pitch coming up to Wells. Here we go. Sasaki at the stretch, looking back at second. Looks in, sets and deals the pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, 100-mile-per-hour fastball up in the zone. The count is now 1-2. 1-2 here on Wells. Come on, Wells. Let's get something going. Time to turn things around. If there was ever a chance, right here is your opportunity. 1-2 pitch. And Wells swings and misses over a slider. Strikes out swinging for the third strikeout of the night for Sasaki. That was actually a splitter down low in the zone. Wells strikes out. So 1 out here, runner on second base. Now, Wells pretty much had no chance in that at bat. I mean, that's just good pitching by Sasaki. Nice delivery, nice pitch. Here comes Trent Grisham, the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Once again, Sasaki using the splitter very heavily tonight against a Yankees lineup that's prone to chase off-speed pitches. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Grisham. The 0-1 pitch. Misses up inside, but the umpire calls that one a strike. That was nowhere near a strike. Grisham rightfully going to challenge it. Guaranteed that this one is going to be overturned, and it is. So that was definitely a ball up in the zone, and Grisham was right. That was actually 2 inches off the plate. So the count is now 1-1 here on Trent Grisham, 1-1. Here comes the 1-1, the pitch from Sasaki to Grisham, pitch. Swing and a miss, again on a splitter, and the count is now 1-2. Yankees keep chasing this splitter here from Sasaki. And here comes the 1-2 on the way from Sasaki. Steps off the mound. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Grisham. The pitch in the dirt, and it's blocked nicely by Rushing, the catcher. And the count is now 2-2. McMahon is remaining at second base. Runner on second base, 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. McMahon led off the inning with a double. Runner on second, 1 out. Here's Trent Grisham. Here comes the 2-2. The pitch from Sasaki. The pitch up and away. The count is now full, 3-2. 3-2 count here on Grisham. Good at bat. 43 pitches for Sasaki, so he has 16 in this inning. Has that splitter grip once again. Let's see if he goes back to that pitch. The 3-2. Sasaki steals the pitch. Just misses up and away for ball 4. Nice at bat by Grisham. Does not chase the splitter. So he works a walk. Runners on first and second here with 1 out in the bottom of the third inning, as that will now bring up Ben Rice. Will this be the inning that the Yankees get something going? Let's hope they get something going in this inning. Ben Rice coming up to bat. Good opportunity for the Yankees here. Sasaki in a little bit of trouble. 44 pitches, bottom of the third. Sasaki ready to deal to Rice. The pitch. Rice hits one right to second base, on to shortstop for 1, back to first base, and that's a double play. A 4-6-3 double play for the Dodgers. Oh. Now, just like that, the rally is over. Just like that. A 4-6-3 double play ends the inning right there for the Yankees. And now we'll go to the top of the fourth inning. Dodgers coming up. We'll have Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, and Kyle Tucker come up to bat. Well, that's a tough way to end that inning. A great first pitch to hit, no doubt. A great first pitch to swing at. Just a little bit unlucky there. Joe says Max, 3 full innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 home run. Okay. So overall, we'll see if he continues his start or if he's done for the night. Are there any other updates on George Lombard, seeing how he's doing in AAA? Any other contributions that he's made? Always good to see the minor league prospects do well down there, and hopefully they get a chance with the Yankees this season or next season. So we'll go to the top of the fourth inning. No score here in the Bronx. This is usually the way that Dodgers-Yankees goes, at least from my experience watching since I would even say 2019 when the Yankees played in LA against the Dodgers. This was usually how things went. Then, of course, they played again in 2024 in the regular season, and then last year in the regular season. And, of course, in the 2024 World Series, and, of course, again this year. So haven't seen a lot of Dodger-Yankee matchups, but I can definitely say from my experience that it usually goes like this. They like to feel each other out for the first couple innings, get used to each other, get to see the pitching, of course, because these teams are in two separate leagues, so they're not always facing each other. I think they do respect each other as two good organizations. Obviously, two very historic franchises, and now they are matching up once again tonight. So here comes Mookie Betts to lead things off for the Dodgers. The pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. 0-1 here on Betts. Garrett Cole has 5 strikeouts tonight through 3 innings of play. Top of the fourth. The pitch to Betts. Misses down low, and the count is now 1-1. 1-1 here on Mookie Betts. 1-1, 1-for-1, and a walk for George. Okay, thank you. Here comes the 1-1. The pitch. Missed down low again, and the count is now 2-1. 2-1 here on Betts. 2-1. Top of the fourth, no score. Here comes the pitch from Cole to Betts. From the windup, the pitch. And Betts fouls this one back. The count is now even at 2-2. 2-2 count here on Betts. 56 pitches for Garrett Cole here in the top of the fourth. Nobody out. Betts 0-for-1 tonight. He popped out back in the second. Here comes the 2-2 from Cole. The pitch. A little bit outside, and the count is now full. 3-2. 3-2. Max Muncy on deck. Here comes the 3-2 full count pitch to Mookie Betts. The pitch. Betts hits this one on the ground to third base. McMahon is there. Throws to first. And that's the first out. In the top of the fourth, Mookie Betts is retired. One out here, top of the fourth inning, as now Max Muncy will come up to bat, who is also 0-for-1 with a pop out. Top of the fourth, no score, 1 out here, nobody on base. Here comes the first pitch from Garrett Cole to Muncy. The windup, the pitch is in there for a strike with a knuckle curve. The count is 0-1. 0-1 here on Muncy. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Garrett Cole. Pitch just misses off the inside corner. The count is 1-1. 1-1 here on Muncy. The Yankees have not. The Yankees have only used one challenge yet. They've used one challenge, and they won that challenge. The pitch, a little bit inside, and the count is now 2-1. 2-1 here on Muncy. Nobody on base, 1 out. The 2-1 pitch coming up from Garrett Cole. From the windup, the delivery, the pitch is grounded foul. Count is now even at 2-2. 2-2 count here on Muncy. 2-2 pitch coming up to Muncy. The pitch to Muncy is outside, and the count is now full 3-2. 3-2. Hey, Celia, welcome to the stream. 3-2 count here on Muncie. Cole delivers the pitch, is fouled back, and the count remains 3-2. Celia says, hey, Evan, Sasaki hasn't been good for the Dodgers, so it's pretty surprising they can't hit him. They make everyone look like Cy Young. Well, Sasaki is doing a good job tonight. And I think the Yankees will hopefully get something going soon. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Muncie. This one is popped up again in the air to shallow left field. Bellinger comes on. He's under it, and he makes the one-handed catch for the second out of the inning. Yeah, Celia, even though Sasaki has a little bit of a high ERA, his stuff tonight is playing like it's moving very well, and he is locating well tonight. I mean, he does have over 100-mile-per-hour stuff. He has a 102-mile-per-hour fastball that we saw. He has a good splitter and a good slider to complement that. So he is pitching like he is better than what his ERA is showing from his stats this year. The pitch to Tucker, a little bit down low. The count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Kyle Tucker, who had a single back in the second inning. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Tucker. The pitch in there for a called strike, 1-1. Yeah, Mario, we did make it to second base. We just need to make our way around the bases now. It's like Free Kids Day when the kids get to run the bases at Citi Field. The pitch. Tucker pops this one up in the air to shallow left field again. Bellinger and Caballero coming out. Bellinger coming in, and he makes the nice catch. Calls off Caballero at the last second there to make the play. So that'll do it for the Dodgers in the top of the fourth inning. No score here. Garrett Cole gets them to go in 1-2-3 order. Coming up for the Yankees in the bottom of the fourth inning will be Paul Goldschmidt, Cody Bellinger, and Jason Dominguez. So, guys, please like and subscribe to NY YankeeMania and World Sports Mania Entertainment. Hit the like button and subscribe to both channels. Max's night is over 3 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 home run. Okay. Thank you for the updates there, Joe. I'm sure that Max will get another start down there in AAA with Scranton, and we'll see him back up pretty soon. Pretty interesting to see if Rodon is going to make a rehab start anytime soon. Haven't heard any updates on him, but I'm sure he'll have a rehab assignment going pretty soon in AAA. Another scoreboard update for you guys. The Rays have tied the Red Sox 3-3, so that game is tied 3-3 in the top of the third inning. So the Rays battle back again, and they have tied the game 3-3. White Sox continue to have a 5-0 lead over Toronto. And the other games are just getting underway. Atlanta leads 2-0 over Texas in the bottom of the third. He averaged 95.5 miles per hour. That's a good sign. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, Max Fried's been out for a while now. He's been out since the middle of May. So he's been out for a couple of months. Good to see him finally have a rehab start, and hopefully he'll make his way back up here very soon. We definitely need him. We definitely do need him. All right, so we're going to go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Still no score here, Yankees and Dodgers. Dodgers have 3 hits. The Yankees have 2. Paul Goldschmidt will lead it off in the bottom of the fourth. As they're showing now Max's rehab start tonight, his numbers out of AAA. He had 52 pitches as well. So in a pretty good economic stance there from Fried tonight. Sasaki deals the first pitch to Goldschmidt. Misses down low. The count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Goldschmidt. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Sasaki. The pitch down low again, and the count is now 2-0. 2-0 count here on Paul Goldschmidt. 2-0. 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Sasaki. He sets, delivers the pitch. In there for a called strike, 2-1. Goldschmidt struck out back in the first inning. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Goldschmidt. The pitch inside, and the count is now 3-1. 3-1. Bellinger awaits on deck. Here comes the 3-1. Sasaki sets, steals the pitch. That's in there for a called strike, 3-2. Another 100-mile-per-hour pitch there for Sasaki. Here comes the 3-2 full count pitch to Goldschmidt. 3-2. Sasaki sets, steals the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another 100-mile-per-hour pitch. Well located by Sasaki in the strike zone for another strikeout tonight. I believe that's his fourth strikeout of the night. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. Bellinger will come up to bat. He struck out back in the second inning. The first pitch to Bellinger. Pitch. Called strike one, even though it was above the strike zone. The umpire still calls it a strike. No challenge, so the count is 0-1. The 0-1 pitch from Sasaki, the pitch. That one misses up high and away. The count is 1-1. 1-1. Jason says who will get on the board first. Sam Strange will. Here comes the 1-1. Pitch on the way from Sasaki. The pitch. Bellinger fouls this one away. Another 100-mile-per-hour pitch. The count is now 1-2. Some strange. Here comes the 1-2. The pitch to Bellinger. Swing and a miss. Got him with another 100-mile-per-hour pitch. Way up high in the strike zone. I don't understand why they're chasing that pitch. A rising fastball that gets Bellinger to swing and miss. So 2 consecutive strikeouts here in the fourth inning for Sasaki. That was his 5th strikeout of the night. Here comes Jason Dominguez with 2 outs, nobody on base. The first pitch to him catches the bottom of the strike zone for called strike 1, 0-1. 0-1 here on Dominguez. Sasaki deals the 0-1 pitch. Fouled straight back, and the count is now 0-2. 0-2 here on Dominguez. Oh, and 2 the count here on Jason Dominguez. The 0-2. The pitch. Misses up high. The count is now 1-2. 1-2 on Dominguez. Here comes the 1-2 to Dominguez pitch. Way outside. The count is now 2-2. Sasaki is number 16 on the Chinese menu with soy sauce and white rice. Yes, he is. Yes. Would you like it spicy or sweet? Here comes the 2-2. The pitch on the way to Dominguez. The pitch. A little bit outside and down low. Nice take by Dominguez, and the count is now full 3-2. Nice take there from Dominguez. 3-2 pitch coming up to Dominguez. Sasaki sets and deals. Pitch. Dominguez lines this one. That's going to be a base hit to center field. It gets into the gap. Dominguez rounds first. He's going to go to second. Pajes bobbles the ball in center field. Dominguez goes from second. He's going to round second, go to third. And Dominguez is in there safely with a 2-out triple. Dominguez uses his speed and takes advantage of the error there from Pajes in center field. Takes his extra base and goes to third. So that's a nice piece of hitting there from Dominguez, and he also shows off his speed. Runner on third base, 2 outs. Nice job keeping his eyes up, looking at center field, making sure there were no errors, but there was. So he advances to third. So let's have an opportunity to get this run in. Here's Jazz, the pitch. Gets away from the catcher rushing. Dominguez comes in to score. That looked like it was a passed ball from rushing. That looked like a strike right down the middle of the plate. However, it was not caught by rushing. So Dominguez comes in to score from third base, and the Yankees take a 1-0 lead. It may have been either a cross up there. I don't think rushing was expecting a splitter there from Sasaki. And he misses the ball there. So a definite pass ball there. Dominguez scores. So the Yankees don't even have to hit the ball to get the run in. 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Jazz. The pitch is in there for a called strike. And now the count is 1-1. So if rushing caught that ball, it would have been a called strike. Instead, it was called a ball. The 1-1 pitch. Jazz hits this one in the air. It's actually going to be popped up. Third base side, foul territory. Muncy comes in. He's under it, and he makes the catch. So Muncy makes the catch there. The Dodgers do have an error on the board. So the Yankees are leading with a 1-0 lead here going to the top of the fifth. A little bit of an unconventional way for the Yankees to get their run, but we'll take it. Yankees up 1-0, and as long as Garrett Cole keeps going out there and locating his pitches and setting up some nice pitches there for some easy outs, then I think he'll continue to do a nice job. But so far, good performance from Cole, and the offense is a little bit stagnant, but they're doing a good job of getting on base and at least putting themselves in opportunities of scoring runs. Well, I appreciate you guys being here. Once again, please like and subscribe to NY Yankee Mania, World Sports Mania Entertainment. Well, let's hope the Yankees can keep this lead, 1-0. Another little update for you guys. The Red Sox have taken a 4-3 lead on the Rays. So 4-3 Red Sox going to the top of the fourth inning there. Top of the fourth inning, 4-3 Red Sox. The White Sox continue to have a 5-1 lead on Toronto. Atlanta, 2-0 lead on Texas. No score, Milwaukee against Miami. No score, Minnesota against Chicago. No score, Baltimore against Houston. And no score between San Diego and Kansas City. So we'll see what we got here. So far, a good game here for both teams. Tonight, pitchers duel here in the Bronx. However, the Yankees do steal a run. Big credit to Jason Dominguez getting to third base on that supposed to be double, but gets to third on the double on the error. Celia says, Evan, I just don't think this offense is going to get it done in the postseason. There are so many holes. Yeah, I understand, Celia. They do have a trade deadline, but we'll see what they ultimately do. But so far, I mean, they are on a 4-game winning streak. It seems like the offense has picked it up a little bit. We'll see where we go from here. Not saying you're wrong or I'm right, just giving a opinion either way. So Garrett Cole dealing to Teoscar Hernandez. The pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1, the pitch. In there for a called strike again, 0-2. And we have Victor here. What's going on, Victor? Thank you, Victor. Enjoy the game and appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Outside, and the count is now 1-2. 1-2 here on Hernandez. We need a shutdown inning here for Garrett Cole. Here comes the 1-2 from Cole. And the windup, the delivery pitch. Ground ball right to Jazz at second base. Throws to first. And he retires Hernandez for the first out in the top of the fifth. 1 out. 1 out here, top of the fifth inning, as that will now bring up Dalton Rushing, who made that crucial error allowing Dominguez to score the game's first run on a pass ball. One out here, top of the fifth. Rushing 0 for 1 tonight. Here comes the first pitch. The pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1. 0-1 here on rushing. Here comes the 0-1. The pitch down low, and the count is 1-1. 1-1 here on Dalton rushing. All right, here comes the 1-1 from Garrett Cole. The delivery, the pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2. Locating a nice fastball tonight, Garrett Cole, along with his off-speed pitches as well, very complimentary for him. Continue to command the zone so far. Here comes the 1-2. The pitch is fouled away. The count remains at 1-2. 1-2 count remaining here on Dalton rushing. Tommy Edman is on deck. Victor says Cole looks good with watching pitch count. Yes. Pitch count is in a okay situation right now. 76 pitches, top of the fifth inning. The 1-2. In there for a called strike 3. He paints the bottom of the strike zone. That's Garrett Cole's 6th strikeout tonight through 4 2/3. That was a very, very nice pitch from Cole. And yeah, I mean, like you were saying there, Victor, as long as if Garrett Cole's pitch count is a little bit elevated, as long as he's allowing minimal base runners and not allowing any runs, I'm perfectly fine with that. The pitch to Edmund is in there for a called strike, 0-1. 0-1 here on Tommy Edman, the former St. Louis Cardinal. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Cole. The pitch inside, and the count is 1-1. 1-1 here on Edman. 2 outs, top of the fifth inning, nobody on base. Yankees have a 1-0 lead. The 1-1, the pitch outside. The count is now 2-1. And we have the ultimate chef in the building. What's going on, chef? Special shout out to my guy Evan stopping by saying hi. What a great stream with me, you, and Joe last night. We always rock out with our crock pots out. Keep rocking, brother. Thank you, chef. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Yes, great stream last night, by the way. We all gave our opinions, our information and stats and everything, and it was a great stream. So everybody who missed the stream last night, please check that out. Very good stream, providing different standpoints on things, different opinions. Great show. So the count is 2-2 here on Edmund. The pitch, swing and a miss. Nice changeup from Garrett Cole. That's his 6th strikeout of the night through 5 innings. Yankees have a 1-0 lead. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th. Very clean game so far for the Yankees defensively and pitching-wise. Garrett Cole with 6 strikeouts in 5 innings. Definitely a good highlight for him. Now, if the offense can give him another insurance run or two, I think we'll have a very good chance of winning this one. Thank you guys for being here as always. Tomorrow night, the game will also be on both channels as well. So you can also listen to the game tomorrow on both channels. Tomorrow should be a great game as well. Tomorrow it will be Ryan Weathers going for the Yankees. And then on Sunday, it will be a great matchup as well. Sunday night baseball, you have Cam Schutler going against Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers. So Yamamoto against Cam. So the two aces for both pitching staffs going on Sunday night. That should be a very, very good matchup. So other than that, we don't have any other scoreboard updates right now, but we will give them to you guys going into the bottom of the sixth inning. So after the top half of the sixth, we'll see what transpires for the rest of this game. Garrett Cole looking great so far, around 80 pitches, 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, looking very, very good. Obviously, a lot of history between both of these teams. Yankees, Dodgers, 1977 World Series, 1978 World Series, 1981 World Series, and then, of course, 2024 World Series. So, bottom of the fifth inning, here comes Jose Caballero to lead it off. The first pitch, grounded foul outside of third, and the count is 0-1. 0-1 here on Jose Caballero. The 0-1 pitch. Caballero lifts this one in the air to shallow left field. It's actually popped up on the infield. Mookie Betts is on the edge of the grass, and he makes the catch for the first out. Bottom of the fifth inning. That will bring up Ryan McMahon. Plus the Brooklyn Dodgers here. Yes, Brooklyn Dodgers. And weren't also the San Francisco Giants used to be known as the New York Giants baseball team before they were San Francisco? You can possibly correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they may have been the New York Giants before San Fran. Here comes Ryan McMahon. The first pitch, a little bit outside, 1-0. 1-0 here on Ryan McMahon. Here comes the 1-0, the pitch. A little bit outside, and the count is now 2-0. 2-0 here on McMahon. 2-0. Bottom of the fifth inning, 1 out, nobody on base. And there, Jalen Brunson looks like he's in attendance for tonight's game. The 2-0 pitch, down low, 3-0. 3-0 count here on Ryan McMahon. 3-0. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. McMahon swings, hits this one on the ground to first base. Freeman picks it up, steps on first, and there are 2 away here in the bottom of the fifth. Here comes Austin Wells. 0 for 1 tonight with the strikeout back in the third inning. 2 outs, nobody on base. Here comes the first pitch from Sasaki to Wells. The pitch, down low, 1-0. 1-0 count here on Austin Wells. One and 0. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Sasaki. The pitch down low, and the count is now 2-0. 2-0 count here on Wells. 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Sasaki. Sasaki kicks and deals the pitch. Wells hits this one in the air to center field. Will it get down? Pages makes a sliding catch in center field, moving to his left. Pages showing nice range on that fly ball, makes a nice sliding grab to end the inning. Wells must have thought he definitely had a hit there as he is struggling, but Pages makes a nice catch. We're going to go to the top of the sixth inning, and guys, I'll be right back. All right. Thank you guys for a little patience there. Going to the top of the sixth, the Yankees have a 1-0 lead. Dodgers coming back up. Hey, Mighty Funny, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. 1-0 Yankees up. Top of the sixth. Garrett Cole looking good on the mound so far. 6 strikeouts through 5 innings. Let's see if he can continue his dominance. I feel like he always pitches well against Dodgers. Red Sox, as we are seeing here, they are continuing to uphold their winning streak. They're up 4-3 right now on the Rays in the bottom of the 4th inning. Thank you, Mighty Funny. Thank you very much for the compliment there. Let's hope that the Yankees can pull out a nice win tonight. The first pitch from Cole to Ohtani. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Ohtani with a ground out and a fly out tonight. Just missed a home run in his last at-bat. Here comes the 0-1, the pitch in the dirt, and the count is now 1-1. 1-1 here on Ohtani. Cole and Ohtani. Many matchups against one another. The 1-1 pitch. Ohtani swings, hits one in the air to left field and deep. Going back is Bellinger on the run, and he makes the catch. Nice running catch by Bellinger in left field. 1 out, top of the 6th. 1 out, top of the 6th. Nice play by McMahon there, running over and making the catch. Here comes Andy Pages, 1 for 2 on the night. The pitch to Pages. Hit in the air to center field. Grisham is right there, and he makes the catch. 2 outs here, top of the 6th on 3 pitches. 2 flyouts. Ohtani and Pages fly out. And quickly, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning, as that will bring up Freddie Freeman. 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts, which is unlike Freddie Freeman. Now, what's going on, Dodgers? You catch a little bit of a late flight from your sweep against the Diamondbacks before heading out to the Bronx? The first pitch to Freeman. Up high, ball 1. On a knuckle curve, 1-0. 1-0 here on Freeman. Here comes the pitch. Freeman fouls this one straight back, 1-1. Victor says 9 for 73. Ohtani is at Yankee Stadium. Yeah, thank you, Victor. I was actually saying before that I wasn't sure if he actually ever hit a home run at Yankee Stadium before. Not sure if he's hit a home run in Yankee Stadium before. I mean, I know they haven't had a lot of matchups, but when Ohtani was with the Angels, when he was still in the American League, even with all those matchups, I don't think he's hit a home run in Yankee Stadium. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Freeman, and the bat goes flying into the stands there behind the Yankees dugout. So Freeman can't swing without a bat, especially if you lose it. So he swings and misses there. The count is now going to be 1-2. One and 2 count here on Freeman. 2 outs, top of the 6th. A lot of Dodger fans in attendance tonight. Quote unquote Dodger fans. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Freeman strikes out for the 3rd time. Garrett Cole gets him with another slider. The plan of attack remains the same for Garrett Cole. He keeps firing in those sliders to Freeman, and he strikes him out again. So 3 strikeouts for Garrett Cole. Yankees have a 1-0 lead. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th. Your other scores around the league are as follows. The Red Sox have a 5-3 lead over Tampa Bay in the bottom of the 4th. Chicago White Sox have a 5-2 lead over the Blue Jays in the top of the 5th inning. Texas and Atlanta. Atlanta has a 6-0 lead over Texas in the top of the 5th inning. The Marlins and the Brewers are scoreless in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Cubs have a 1-0 lead over the Twins in the bottom of the 2nd. The Astros have a 1-0 lead over the Orioles in the bottom of the 2nd. The Padres trail 1-0 against the Royals in the bottom of the 2nd. And coming up in about 5 minutes will be the Rockies against the Reds. Rockies are the home team in that matchup. The Dodgers will play the Angels at 9:40. Also at 9:40, you have the Cardinals against the Diamondbacks. And then you have the Washington Nationals against the Sacramento Athletics at 9:40. At 10:10, you have the Giants against the Mariners. And then already today, you had the Red Sox defeat the Rays by a score of 10-0 in the first game of the doubleheader. The Pirates and the Guardians were postponed tonight. They will play a doubleheader tomorrow. So those are your scores here for this evening's games. Yankees, of course, with the 1-0 lead tonight over the Dodgers. Let's hope they keep it going. We'll see if Sasaki is back out there to face the Yankees. Oh, yes. Thank you, Victor. Off Michael King. He hit a home run on June 28th of 2021, 416 feet, 117.2 miles per hour. Okay. Yes, now I remember that. Yes. I remember a game when the Yankees were playing the Angels. The Yankees had a big lead. There was a rain delay, and then the Angels came back and won the game. I remember Jared Walsh hit a home run off of Aroldis Chapman in that game to tie up the game, and then they ultimately took the lead and ended up winning that game. Yeah, that was a very tough loss for the Yankees that night, 5 years ago. Yes, thank you, Victor, for the stat on that. So here comes Trent Grisham up to bat, leading off things for the Yankees in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. Grisham is going to want to challenge it. It looked a little bit inside, but we'll see what the call is. It looked a little bit off the plate. And the pitch to Grisham was indeed a strike. It caught the inside corner, so it will be 0-1. And on April 18th, 2023. Okay, thank you, Victor. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Grisham. The pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2. I cheated, to be honest. No, that's not a problem. 0-2 count here on Grisham. Yeah, I don't remember him hitting any meaningful home runs though against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. He may have hit a couple of home runs where the game didn't mean much, but meaningful home runs, I don't really remember any that he hit. The pitch to Grisham is a little bit down low. Sasaki missed with a splitter just beneath the bottom of the strike zone. The count is now 1-2. 1-2 here on Trent Grisham, who was 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. The 1-2, Sasaki deals the pitch. Grisham pops this one up, fouled away behind home plate. No play will be made, so the count will continue to be 1-2, and the at-bat remains here to Grisham. Hey, Wendy, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Sasaki to Grisham. The 1-2 pitch, ground ball to first base. Freeman on the backhand. Sasaki comes over, covers first base, and he makes the flip over to Sasaki there for the first out in the bottom of the 6th. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. One out here, bottom of the 6th inning. As that will now bring up Ben Rice. Ben Rice coming up to bat for the 3rd time tonight. Here comes the pitch to Rice. The pitch down low, 1-0. 1-0 count here on Ben Rice. That's good, Wendy. Good to hear that. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Rice. Sasaki deals the pitch. That's in there for a called strike with a fastball. The count is 1-1. 1-1 here on Ben Rice. Nobody on base. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. The 1-1 pitch coming up to Rice. Pitch. Misses down low with a splitter. And now the count is 2-1. 2-1 here on Rice. 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss over a slider. The count is now 2-2. Victor says the April home run came 100 years after Ruth hit his first home run with the Yankees. That's a crazy baseball, Susan. Crazy that's baseball, Susan. Yep. That is pretty crazy. Here comes the 2-2. The pitch to Rice. Line drive. That's a base hit to right field by Rice. Tucker fields it in right field. Rice has a 1-out single for the Yankees in the bottom of the 6th inning. Recognizes the splitter once again, low in the zone, and he just makes nice contact with it and lines it to right field for a base hit. A 1-out base runner here for the Yankees, as that will now bring up Paul Goldschmidt. Here comes the first pitch to Goldschmidt. The pitch, a little bit inside, and the count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Goldie. Goldschmidt with 2 strikeouts tonight. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Sasaki to Goldschmidt. Sasaki had to set the pitch. That's a called strike with a slider. The count is now even at 1-1. 1-1 here on Paul Goldschmidt. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch on the way to Goldie. The pitch. That's another called strike, and the count is now 1-2. That was a nice fastball in the outside corner, 1-2. 1-2 on Goldschmidt. The 1-2 pitch. Goldschmidt hits this one in the air, foul down the right field line. And the count remains at 1-2. 1-2 count on Goldschmidt. Yankees have a 1-0 lead, bottom of the 6th. The 1-2 pitch coming up to Goldschmidt. The pitch. This one is popped up, and it's going to go foul out of play. The count remains at 1-2. 1-2 on Goldschmidt. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Goldschmidt. Sasaki deals pitch. Down low. The count is now 2-2. Thank you, Wendy, for the reminder. Yes, hit the like button and subscribe to both channels. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Sasaki. The pitch. Goldschmidt hits this one in the air to right field. Tucker going back, but he has room and he makes the catch right before the warning track to make the play. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Now Goldschmidt gave it a ride, but not far enough. That will bring up Cody Bellinger, who's over 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts. 2 strikeouts for Belly tonight. 0 for 2. He'll have a chance to make up for it right now and try to give the Yankees a 3-0 lead, hopefully. Here comes the first pitch to Bellinger. Outside, and the count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Bellinger. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Sasaki. Just misses down low with a fastball, and the count is now 2-0. So 2-0 count here on Bellinger. 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Sasaki. The set. 2-0 pitch. 92 pitches on the night for Sasaki. The 2-0. Sasaki deals the pitch. That's a called strike with a knuckle curve, and the count is now 2-1. 2-1 here on Bellinger. I agree, Victor. Need another insurance run. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Bellinger. The pitch. Bellinger hits this one up the middle. That's going to be a base hit right in front of Pages. Nice line drive single for Bellinger. The Yankees have 2 hits in the inning that will put runners on first and second. 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th. And that will now bring up Jason Dominguez, who had a double and an error, which led him to advance to third base. And then he eventually scored on a pass ball, which gave the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Dominguez coming up here with 2 outs, runners on first and second. And now Dave Roberts is going to come out to the mound and most likely make a pitching change here. Sasaki ends up with 94 pitches on the night. And yep, Roberts calls to the bullpen, and they will put in a lefty here to face Dominguez. Most likely Dreyer is going to come in to face Dominguez here as he was warming up in the bullpen. So Sasaki comes out. A good night for Sasaki. I'll read his stat line. So Sasaki tonight, 94 pitches. He went 5 2/3, 0 earned runs. He did allow a run, but that run was not earned. So it's 0 earned runs, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, and a walk. So that was Sasaki's line tonight. And now coming in to pitch for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Coming in for the Dodgers. 1 second, guys. Get you guys is something. Okay, so coming into pitch is Dreyer for LA. Dreyer. Let's see what the Yankees can do. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, 1-0 lead. Interesting to see if Garrett Cole is also going to come out to face the Dodgers lineup here. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Dodgers for the next inning. So 2-out rally. Let's see what the Yankees can do. So this is Jack Dreyer for the Dodgers. He has a 3.03 ERA, 44 strikeouts. Let's see what the Yankees can do against Dreyer. Name that Yankee career stats: 3.15, 119, 62. I'm not sure. Joe might know this one. Yeah, I definitely don't know. This is back in the 1950s, 1940s, and 1950s. Let's see. Cole's pitch count, Victor. Good question. I'll let you know when he comes back out. All right, first and second here, 2 outs for the Yankees. And there's a beach ball in right field on the warning track. Beach ball, as the bat girl will retrieve the beach ball, bring it back safely off the field. Dominguez coming up to bat against the left-handed pitcher, Jack Dreyer. Dominguez now switches over to the right side. 2 outs, first and second. Dreyer sets the pitch up high, 1-0. 1-0 here on Dominguez. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Dominguez. The pitch in there for a called strike, 1-1. 1-1 here on Dominguez, who had a double back in the 4th inning, advanced to third on the error by Pages, and scored the only run of the game. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Good curveball from Dreyer as Dominguez swings and misses. The count is now 1-2. Yeah, Victor, I'm sure he'll start the inning. Here comes the 1-2 to Dominguez. The pitch in the dirt, and the count is now even at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 on the way from Dreyer to Dominguez. Rice at second and Bellinger at first. Here comes the 2-2 to Dominguez. The pitch. Dominguez fouls this one away, and the count remains 2-2. 2-2 here on Dominguez. Here comes the 2-2 to Dominguez. The pitch. That's in there for a called strike 3. Dominguez takes a curveball looking for a called strike 3. So that'll do it for the Yankees in the bottom of the 6th. We're going to go to the top of the 7th inning. The Yankees still have a 1-0 lead. Coming up for the Dodgers is 4, 5, and 6. So they will have Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, and Kyle Tucker come up to bat. Most likely, Garrett Cole will come back in to face the Dodgers middle of the order in the top of the 7th. Victor, I'll let you know what his pitch count is when he comes back out. I'm just trying to see if I can get it now. So Garrett Cole has 90 pitches so far, Victor. 90 pitches on the night. 90 pitches through 6 innings. 90. 9-0. 90 pitches and 90 pitches and 59 strikes. So that's a pretty good ratio. 90 pitches, 59 strikes. That means he's thrown 31 balls. So that's a good ratio there that you want to see from Cole. Yes, Jason, it is a very good pitching duel tonight. Garrett Cole continues to look better and better from his first few starts that he made, of course, coming off of Tommy John. Definitely looking a lot better. And, I think the All-Star break definitely helped him. Helped him to get some more rest, some more recovery time, and helped him reset as well. And now he can go out there in the second half and give us a very strong second half of the season. Hopefully Rodon comes back. Hopefully Fried comes back, and we can see all 3 of these pitchers in action together, along with Cam Schultler, along with Will Warren, Ryan Weathers too. So we'll see where it takes us. But the Yankees rotation definitely has a good outlook about them when everyone is healthy at the same time. Kaz says, yeah, hopefully we don't pull it in Mets. Yeah. Victor says, hey, the bullpen into the first 90-95. Like I said, watch him now. Okay, yep. I'm sure the Yankees will get someone warming up. But yes, it's a good thing that the Yankees were able to work Sasaki enough where they got him out after 5 2/3. So Garrett Cole is back out there. The pitch to Betts. A little bit up high, and the count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Betts. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Betts. The pitch down low, and the count is now 2-0. 2-0 count. Yeah, Victor, it's also an eye thing. It's most likely an eye test thing too. The pitch down low, and the count is now quickly 3-0. 3-0 count here on Betts. So it looks like Brent Hedrick is starting to get warm in the Yankees bullpen. 3-0 here on Betts. 3-0. The pitch to Betts. Right down the middle. That's called strike 3-1. 3-1 here on Betts. Here comes the 3-1. Garrett Cole deals the pitch. And that's just in there for a called strike 3-2. Caught the outside corner. Count is now full. 3-2 here on Betts. Big pitch here to lead things off in the top of the 7th. The 3-2. Cole from the windup. The pitch. And that one misses outside for ball 4. So he walks Betts to start the inning. Garrett Cole is at 96 pitches here in the top of the 7th inning. And let's see if Cole fights his way to stay in the game, as Boone is going to come out and at least talk to him here. Hedrick was warming up in the bullpen. Let's see if they go to him. Or will Garrett Cole fight his way to stay in the game against Max Muncy? So Boone comes out. We'll see what they decide to do. And Boone is going to leave Cole in the game here. So Boone leaves him in. I'm sure he's confident that Cole can work through Max Muncy, and he can also work through Kyle Tucker and Teoscar Hernandez as well. So what do you guys think about this move here? Boone leaving in Cole with 96 pitches, top of the 7th. Runner on first base, nobody out for Max Muncy. Victor says, don't push it. Well, if it's a long at bat, we know he'll be taken out, but we'll see what happens here. The first pitch to Muncy from Cole, the pitch. Muncy pops it up, and that's going to go behind the netting there in foul territory. 0-1. 0-1 here on Muncy. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Muncy. The pitch, swing and a miss on a nice changeup from Garrett Cole on the outside corner. The count is now 0-2. 0-2 on Muncy. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Cole. Looks back at first base. 3 on the pitch clock. The pitch. Muncy grounds it foul outside of first base, and the count remains 0-2. As Gomer Pyle used to say, surprise, surprise, surprise. Yep. So 99 pitches on the night for Cole. Runner on first base, nobody out here. 0-2 count on Muncy. Infield is playing regular depth. Now here comes the 0-2. The pitch. A little bit up high and outside. The count is now 1-2. That pitch just missed off the corner of the plate. That was a slider. So it just misses the outside corner. 1-2 count. Cruz and Hedrick are warming up for the Yankees in their bullpen. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Cole to Muncy. The pitch is fouled away. And now Cole is officially over 100 pitches. He has 101 pitches on the night. 1-2 count here on Muncy. So Cole will definitely be pulled after this batter, no matter what happens. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Cole. Looking in for the pitch. He has it. Sets and deals. The 1-2. Outside. 2-2. 2-2 count on Muncy. Two and two. The pitch. Muncy hits a high fly ball in the air to right field and deep. This one is going back, and this one is way out of here. Max Muncy hits a 2-run bomb off of Garrett Cole. That was a hanging slider. His 18th home run of the season. 416 feet off of Garrett Cole, which puts the Dodgers up 2-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. 2-1. And now Aaron Boone will definitely take him out. 2-1 game. Dodgers lead with a 2-run home run from Muncy. A no-doubter, actually. And now Cole will be taken out with over 100 pitches on the night. That home run definitely doesn't define his outing tonight. He had a great performance. Great performance from Cole tonight. 6 innings pitched. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. And unfortunately, that 1 home run did cost him a scoreless outing tonight. So we were a little bit skeptical about that. You guys gave your opinions on that. I didn't really have any opinions, but the Dodgers can always beat you with 1 swing of the bat. And that happened right there. So I'm sure the chat is going crazy right now as I look back to you guys. Victor, yes, Victor, you were, credit to you, Victor. You were spot on with that. You thought they were pushing him a little bit, and that's pretty much what happened. I really think Cole should have went with a fastball there or a changeup, not a slider. If he had a different pitch execution or a different pitch type, he could have gotten Muncy there. But unfortunately, it was not the type of pitch that you were looking for there. 7 pitches past 95, Boone is gutless. That's not a situation where you would say he's gutless. Obviously, you're listening to your ace and you're definitely pushing him to his limit there, but I wouldn't say he's gutless. That's a move that you go against all analytics for. That's a move that you just say, hey, well, how are you feeling? Do you feel good? Do you think you can get this guy? Yes, I do. Then go out there and get him. And unfortunately, it didn't work out in Cole's favor. So the Dodgers take a 2-1 lead. Still in the top of the 7th inning, there's still nobody out. Also credit to Muncy for working a good at-bat there, fighting off pitches, and he eventually got one that he crushed. Here comes Kyle Tucker. Brent Hedrick is in the game. The pitch to Tucker is swung on and missed. 0-1. 0-1. Nobody out here still in the 7th inning. Yeah, very flat slider from Cole on that pitch. Here comes the pitch from Hedrick, and that one is swung on and missed. Tucker looks like his eyeballs are hanging down from the ceiling and about to lift off in the air from Apollo 13 outer space. The 0-2 pitch is down low, 1-2. 1-2 here on Kyle Tucker. Yep, thank you, Kaz, for that statement there. Appreciate that. Yes, he did give him the option. You can't blame it. The 1-2 pitch, down low, 2-2. And I mean, for all the people that don't like Aaron Boone, they're going to blame him for not leaving him in the game. I'm definitely not blaming Aaron Boone for that. Those situations are tough. I understand the toughest situation that Boone was in right there. And, unfortunately, it didn't work out. It's not anybody's fault. It just didn't work out. The 2-2 is grounded foul, and the count remains 2-2. Whoa, Victor. Cole is still an ace. He's still an ace, Victor. He's still an ace. He may be the co-ace, but he's still an ace. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Tucker. This one is lined up the middle. Caballero makes a nice diving play, spins, throws to first, and he got him at first base. Nice play by Caballero. Beautiful ranging play from Caballero. Went all the way up near the second base bag, actually over the second base bag. He spun, he threw to first base, and that was an amazing play. Props to Caballero for that great play right there. He was positioned well, and he made a beautiful play. So 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Here comes Hernandez. The pitch swung on and missed. 0-1. Here on Teoscar Hernandez. The 0-1 pitch on the way from Hedrick. The pitch down low, and the count is now 1-1. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch coming up here from Hedrick. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Exactly, Kaz. I agree with that. Cole may not be what he used to be, but he's still a very, very good pitcher, and he has the credibility to still make those decisions of whether he can still fight in games or not. Keep his way in. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Hernandez chases a slider out of the zone, and there are 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. 2 outs. All right, here comes Dalton rushing up to bat. 2 strikeouts on the night. I mean, Victor, they were also taking more time for Hedrick to warm up too. I mean, he just started warming up. So here comes the pitch to rushing. That one's hit in the air to center field. Everybody's converging in the outfield. Who will make the play? It's Caballero. He makes a nice basket catch over the shoulder to end the inning. 2-1 Dodgers. Unfortunately, Garrett Cole allowed a 2-run home run to Dalton Rush to Max Muncy there. So Dodgers take a 2-1 lead. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Now, this is why we say the Yankees always need to put up more than 1 run, because you're never going to win with 1 run, or you're most likely never going to win with 1 run, as teams are always going to come back from that 1-run deficit. Never really you're going to see a team win 1-0. Not very often. All right, so due up for the Yankees, we have Jazz Chisholm, Jose Caballero, and Ryan McMahon. All right, they're doing the veteran of the game right now, and God bless America as well. The Yankees need to find their way coming back tonight. A little update on the scoreboard. The Red Sox have a 5-3 lead over Tampa Bay in the top of the 7th. Chicago White Sox have an 8-3 lead over the Toronto Blue Jays in the top of the 6th. The Braves have an 8-0 lead over Texas in the bottom of the 6th. The Marlins and the Brewers are tied up at 1 apiece in the bottom of the 5th. The Twins have a 4-1 lead over Chicago in the bottom of the 4th. The Orioles and the Astros are tied up at 1 in the bottom of the 3rd. The Royals have a 1-0 lead over the Padres in the top of the 4th inning. The Reds have a 1-0 lead over the Rockies in the top of the 3rd inning. Earlier today, if you guys missed it, the Red Sox beat the Rays 10-0, won the first game of the doubleheader. And coming up in about 30 minutes, you have Detroit against Los Angeles, the Angels. At 9:40, you have the Cardinals against the Diamondbacks. At 9:40, you have the Nationals against the Athletics. And then at 10:10, you have the Giants against the Mariners. I mean, if Wells went out there, if Blake went out there, they're still pretty much, I mean, capitalizing on the same objective as Boone there. Yeah, you could have. I mean, I think Wells was there too. It was Boone, it was Wells, it was everybody. So they still could have had those conversations. Honestly, I don't think it makes too much of a difference whether it's Boone or Blake, because I mean he was at 96 pitches, so you're sending Boone out there to make sure, like, okay, you feel good, you feel okay, because most likely the conversations with Matt Blake are going to be about how do you attack this guy, how do you feel you can approach him, this is what I would do. But with Aaron Boone, it's just like, oh, are you feeling okay? So it's a different type of conversation with those guys. But Wells was still out there. He still could have given him more options to get Muncy out, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So we just have to move on from that. But if the Yankees win, we'll forget about that. Still, though, Cole had a great night tonight. 1 pitch does not define his outing tonight. He had a great performance. Probably the best start, in my opinion, since he's come back from Tommy John, honestly. I mean, he had that great start against the Rays in his first outing back. He had a couple of other good starts, but this was probably his best performance, even though he allowed 2 runs on that 1 pitch. I mean, he struck out Freddie Freeman 3 times. When's the last time that Freeman has struck out 3 times in a game? Yep. No, all good, Victor. I definitely respect your point there, though. No matter what, it's all about fun and having opinions. All right, bottom of the 7th inning. Need more Yankees to step up here and contribute. Jazz Chisholm will lead it off here against Jack Dreyer, who worked a inning, who had one batter face last inning, which was Dominguez, who ended up striking out. So he's going to face Jazz Chisholm here to lead it off in the bottom of the 7th. Here comes the first pitch. The pitch from Dreyer is fouled away by Jazz, and the count is 0-1. 0-1 here on Jazz Chisholm. And Cole's ERA was 4.04 going into this game, so now his ERA is going to be lowered to somewhere in the mid-3s, I would assume. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and that one is low for a ball. That's 1-1. Dodgers have had a couple of those situations happen tonight, some cross-ups. If Rushing had caught that ball, it would have been called a strike, but it was not caught, so it's a ball, 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Jazz. The pitch, swing and a miss on a high fastball. The count is now 1-2. Exactly, Victor. Perfect point there. We all love the baseball, love the baseball. The 1-2 pitch, outside 2-2. 2-2 here on Jazz, 2-2. Anyway, if they do go on to lose this game, you are mostly concerned about the offense anyway. I would definitely say the offense is the bigger concern than Garrett Cole right now. The 2-2 pitch, outside 3-2. 3-2, full count here on Jazz Chisholm. Big pitch coming up. Jazz and his speed and his rap albums can possibly get on base here. The 3-2 pitch. Jazz pops this one up behind the plate, and it will go behind the plate, foul territory, into the seats. Count remains at 3-2. Yes, we can still have good things happen to us in this game, of course. Still a lot of time left, and we can for sure have a big hit, big home run coming up. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Jazz Chisholm, the pitch. And he swings and misses at a fastball that was down low for ball 4, and he swung and missed. Oh, he swung at ball 4 right there. What a bonehead. This guy sucks, man. Get this guy out of here. Trade him. Trade him. Here comes Caballero. Here comes the pitch from Dreyer. The pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Yep, that's right, Kaz. You're going to miss me when I'm gone. Yeah, I'm not going to miss Jazz when he's gone. A bunch of monkeys attacking him on his back. Here comes the 1-1, the 1-0 pitch. And that one is low, so the count is now 2-0. 2-0 here on Caballero. 2-0 here on Caballero. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a called strike, and now the count is 2-1. 2-1 here on Jose Caballero. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one is a little bit inside, and the count is now 3-1. 3-1 on Caballero. Here comes the 3-1, the pitch. Foul. Nope, that one is hit in the air to right center field. Pages is moving over, and he will make the catch for the second out in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Two outs in the bottom of the 7th inning, as that will bring up Ryan McMahon. Victor. I will never get a Jazz tattoo, whether they win or not. Even if he hits the game-winning walk-off home run, I don't care. The pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. 0-1 here on Ryan McMahon. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nobody on base. The pitch in the dirt, and the count is now even 1-1. 1-1 here on McMahon, who does have a hit tonight. Had a double back in the 3rd inning. Other than a few hits tonight, the Yankees offense has been nowhere to be found. The 1-1. McMahon pops this one up into shallow right field, and the second baseman, Edman, goes back a few steps, and he makes the catch to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Jack Dreyer, as that will do it for the Yankees in the bottom of the 7th. We're going to go to the top of the 8th inning. Dodgers have a 2-1 lead. Coming up for LA is Tommy Edman, Shohei Ohtani, and Andy Pages. Just give me a second, guys, to plug in my computer. All right, we're back. Yes, guys, please be respectful in the chat, please. No need to call anyone names or tell anyone to do that. All right, so we'll see what happens here in the top of the 8th. All right, Tommy Edman will lead things off here for the Dodgers against Fernando Cruz, who's coming in. All right, here comes Fernando Cruz. Cruz with a 2.25 ERA, 40 innings pitched, 4-3 win-loss record. We will see what happens. All right, so the first pitch was outside. The count is 1-0. Or sorry, it was a called strike, and then it was outside. So it's a 2-1 game right now with Dodgers lead. The count is now 1-2 as Edman fouled that one away. So the count is now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch is fouled away, and the count is remaining here at 1-2. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch outside, 2-2. 2-2 here on Tommy Edman. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And this one is hit in the air to center field. Trent Grisham going back, and this one is in the gap, that's going to be a double for Tommy Edman. So he leads off the 8th inning with a double. And Cole's ERA is now 3.93. Guys, I apologize. The TV is not something. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a minute. I have to call the rest of the game up here. Something happened with the downstairs TV. Can you just mute the sound? I have to call the rest of this game here. I don't know. I must have hit something. All right, guys, I apologize about that. I'm back. All right. Well, the count is 2-1 here on Ohtani. Runner on second base, nobody out. Turn that off. The pitch up high, 3-1. Yeah, mighty funny. I wish. Tom Strange wishes he could have magic acts where he can actually poke a bear the right way. All right, the 3-1 pitch to Ohtani. This one is fouled away. First base side out of play. And the count is now full 3-2. Hey, Nathan, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So it's a full count, 3-2 on Ohtani. 3-2 full count. There we go, the 3-2 pitch. And Ohtani fouls this one away, and the count remains 3-2. So now it's a full count, 3-2 on Ohtani. Cruz must get out of this inning here to escape any further trouble. The 3-2. Ohtani swings and hits one in the air, foul down the right field line. Luckily, he pulled that one just a little bit too much. And the count remains at 3-2. Andy Pajes is on deck. Thank you for staying here, Jim Dartuzos. Appreciate that. Here comes the 3-2 on the way to Ohtani. Cruz steals. The pitch is popped up on the infield. McMahon is there at third base, under it, and he makes the catch for the first out in the top of the 8th inning. Nice. So that'll do it. That'll get the job done for Cruz. One out here in the top of the 8th. Yep, so anybody new coming in, it's 2-1 Dodgers right now. Runner on second base with one out, and Pajes is the batter. All right, so here comes Pajes. The pitch to Pajes is in there for a strike, 0-1. 0-1 here on Pajes. Cruz trying to work out of trouble here in the 8th. Oh, 0-1 count on Pajes. Cruz trying to fix the mound. And here comes the 0-1 pitch on the way. And Cruz deals. The pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-2. 0-2 here on Pajes. Ethan says we had Judge, Bellinger, Wells, and Jazz at Fanatics Fest yesterday. Nice. Hope you guys had a good time. And hopefully you told Wells to get his act together. Here comes the 0-2. The pitch to Pajes. Pitch. Check swing, and he did not go around. The count is now 1-2. Now 1-2 here on Andy Pajes. 1-2. See if Cruz can work his way out of this. The 1-2 pitch. In the dirt. Nice play by Wells to keep it in front of him, not letting the runner advance to third. 2-2 count on Pajes, runner on second base. Well, count is now 2-2 on Andy Pajes. Here comes the 2-2 on the way. Cruz delivers the pitch. This one is fouled away. The count remains 2-2. Hey, Damon. Hopefully the Yankees come back to win this, or else I might have to channel my inner Max powers. That's a good one. All right, here comes the 2-2. Cruz sets, delivers the pitch. A little bit low, 3-2. 3-2 here on Pajes. Yankees trying to work their way out of this little jam here in the eighth inning. We're on second, one out. 2-1 Dodgers lead here in the top of the eighth. Full count pitch to Pajes. Cruz delivers the pitch. Pajes fouls it away. The count remains at 3-2. Yeah. It's like watching Jay Dunn read a book and watching it never end, like a mystery of the Hobbit. Watching also Mike Warren take up more farmland than Elise on Hell's Kitchen. Here comes the full count, 3-2, pitch! And there calls strike three. Pajes goes down looking on a splitter there from Cruz. And there are two away here in the top of the eighth. All right, so speaking of that, they're actually having a Harry Potter night, an Aaron Judge Harry Potter night. And looks like Wells is making his way out to the mound to chat with Cruz right now. 2 outs, runner on second base as Freddie Freeman, the dangerous Freeman, is coming up to bat. His enemy tonight was Garrett Cole, as he struck out 3 times against Garrett Cole. You got Paul Blackburn and somebody else warming up in the Yankees bullpen, as Aaron Boone keeps blowing bubbles. The pitch to Freeman is low. The count is 1-0. 1-0 here on Freeman. Freeman must be happy that Cole was taken out of the game, as he struck out 3 times against them. Here comes the 1-0 pitch on the way to Freeman. The pitch. Freeman hits this one in the air to center field. Grisham is under it, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Dodgers have a 2-1 lead. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and we'll see what the Yankees can do. Guys, please be respectful to each other in the chat. Everyone is allowed to have their own opinion, whether it's good or a negative. It doesn't really matter. They're all welcome here. So we don't want to see anyone have to leave the chat because of an opinion that was not rightfully respected by someone else. So we always respect everybody's opinion here, guys. So please keep that in the back of your minds. We definitely appreciate the back and forth, but just please keep it to a respectable level. I guess I just have to be the mediator, huh? we can have the entertainer be the mediator between Cup Izzle and Bobby Skinner. Although that will end up in a train wreck or a car crash or a bus smashing. All right, so we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Nah. You guys were bickering like two dogs, like a bulldog and a chihuahua dog. So please cut it out before we end the stream. All right. Going to the bottom of the 8th inning, we got Alex Vesia coming in for the Dodgers. And he will face the struggling Austin Wells. Oh, nope. Actually, it looks like Ahmed Rosario is going to pinch hit for Austin Wells. So that's a good decision by Aaron Boone, not letting Wells face the lefty. Ahmed Rosario will face Alex Vesia here. Now, Celia, you can always have your own opinion. You don't always have to be like everybody else. It doesn't really affect what we think. I mean, it's always everybody can have their own opinion. That's just what they feel. Being quote unquote realistic is not necessarily being negative. There's definitely a difference between the two things. But certain antics are being played out, so that's okay. All right, so Ahmed Rosario coming up to bat against Vesia. And the first pitch to Rosario is taken for a called strike, 0-1. Thank you, Jim. Hey, Cruz, what's going on? Thank you, Cruz, for being here tonight. The 0-1 pitch to Rosario from Vesia, the pitch. Ground ball to third base is Muncy has it, throws to first in time to get Rosario. One out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning as Trent Grisham will come up to bat. The lineup flips over. Vesia to pitch to Grisham. Here comes the first pitch. And this one is in there for a called strike, 0-1. Thank you guys for being here. Press the like button and subscribe to both channels. We will have both of the games tomorrow night and Sunday night on both channels. So please stay for tomorrow and for Sunday as well. The pitch to Grisham is a check swing, and he does go around, so the count is 0-2. Welcome back to Chef Nick. Thank you for being here. Hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, that's good, Kaz. That's always good. Sometimes the optimism will translate, and it will hopefully propel to the Yankees here. The pitch is down low. The count is 1-2. 1-2 here on Grisham as Ben Rice is on deck. The 1-2 pitch to Grisham. The pitch down low in the dirt, and the count is now even at 2-2. No, Damon, we're not going to be doing the World Cup final on Sunday. All right, here comes the pitch from Vesia to Grisham. 3-2 on the way, the pitch. And Grisham hits this one, but it's foul. And the count remains at 2-2. 2-2 here on Grisham. Here comes the 2-2 on the way. The pitch to Grisham, up high and away for a ball, 3-2. 3-2 full count. Grisham has had a couple of these at-bats tonight where he's been working the counts. Here comes the full count, 3-2, the pitch. That's outside, ball 4. Grisham works another good at-bat, and he walks. So runner on first base with 1 out, and that will bring up Ben Rice. Ben Rice coming up to bat, runner on first base, 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dodgers have a 2-1 lead. We'll see what the Yankees can do. Here comes the pitch to Rice. The pitch is in there for a called strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. 0-1 here on Ben Rice. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Rice. And this one is hit in the air deep to right field, going back on the warning track, and it's off the wall. Grisham round second. He's going to round third. The throw home, and they got him at home plate. You got to be kidding me. Grisham is out at home plate as he was rounding third. Looked like he may have slowed down a little bit. And Ben Rice may have just had an RBI taken away from him as Rice gets thrown out, as Grisham gets thrown out at home plate. He should have just stayed there. He should have just stayed at third. You have Goldschmidt coming up, or if you were going to pinch hit, you would have had. No, you probably weren't going to pitch hit because it was a lefty, so you probably would have had Goldschmidt come up anyway. You in that situation, you have to keep Grisham at third base. You have to. You don't send him there. So Grisham gets thrown out at home plate. A bad decision by Luis Rojas, the third base coach. And Rice is standing at second base with a unfortunate no RBI double there. Yeah, I agree, guys. That was not a good send there. That was a terrible decision by Luis Rojas. As Grisham is out at home plate. They tagged his foot before he even started his slide to home plate. He's out. He is out at home plate. So they are reviewing it here. I think the Yankees must have challenged it. I don't think it's going to be overturned. And the call on the field, yeah, that's going to be upheld. Grisham is out at home plate. Rice has a double. Unfortunately, that's going to be wasted. We'll see if Goldschmidt can get the run in from second base. But if they don't score, that's a big missed opportunity. So Rice at second base, and they're going to intentionally walk Goldschmidt here. They intentionally walk Paul Goldschmidt with the lefty on the mound, and now they bring up Cody Bellinger, who does have a single in this game. Kaz, you don't think he got waved in? Yeah, I'm not sure from the way that I saw, but I just assumed that Rojas was being aggressive there. He definitely may have not sent him. I'm not sure. I just didn't see the angle that they were. The angle wasn't conclusive enough for me to see if they were sending him home or if he made that decision by himself. All right, so Cody Bellinger is going to come up to bat. Max Schumann is going to pinch hit. Not pinch hit. Max Schumann is going to pinch run for Goldschmidt at first base. So Max Schumann pinch runs for Goldschmidt, and Bellinger is coming up to bat. First and second, 2 away. Let's see if the Yankees can capitalize here and get this run in. Make up for that mistake by either Rojas or Grisham on that. All right, here comes Bellinger. Rice off of second. Bellinger, no. Rice off of second, Schumann off of first. Vesia deals to Bellinger, the first pitch. And this one is hit in the air to center field, not deep. Pajes is under it, and he makes the catch. So there it is. Yankees miss an opportunity. Don't feel like talking about it. 2-1 Dodgers. We're going to go to the top of the ninth. 2-1, top of the ninth inning, we go. In this clash of the Titans between the mighty Dodgers and the mighty Yankees. According to Jason, the Red Sox have defeated the Rays once again. The Rays fall to the Red Sox today 5-3. So that completes the doubleheader sweep of the Red Sox. The Red Sox, folks, don't count them out. They are only 9 games out of a first place spot in the AL East, and they are only about 6.5 or only 6 games out of a second place spot. So if the Yankees do go on to lose this game, guys, it will inch the Red Sox a little bit closer to that second place spot, unfortunately. So right now the Red Sox, yes, there would be 6 games. They would actually be 5.5 games out if the Rays. No, 6 games. There would be 6 out if the Rays or if the Yankees went on to lose this one. So things are getting tight in the AL East. Baltimore has dropped to 4th place, and Toronto has actually dropped to 5th. Looking on the other scores, the Blue Jays are still trailing the White Sox now by a score of 12-4. The Marlins and the Brewers are tied up at 1. The Twins have a 4-1 lead over the Cubs. The Astros have a 2-1 lead over the Orioles. The Braves have a 12-0 lead over Texas. The Padres have a 2-1 lead over the Royals. The Reds have a 1-0 lead over the Rockies. 0-0 between the Tigers and the Angels. 0-0 between the Nationals and the Athletics. And no score between the Cardinals and the D-backs. Coming up in about 20 minutes is the Giants against the low-scoring offense, rainforest atmosphere Mariners. Grisham runs like he's got water in his pants. Yeah, it's like Jazz Chisholm is wearing Grisham's pants, but Grisham should be wearing Jazz's pants so he could run faster. Just like how Jazz Chisholm was sucking on the lollipop and seeming like he was just caring about the Tootsie Roll. I agree, Victor. We have to win this game, but that's like saying that Coco's not going to sit. I mean, it's like saying the same thing. Here comes the pitch to Mookie Betts, and this one is grounded sharply to Caballero. He throws to first, and that is in time to get Pajes at first base. Sorry, Betts. Yeah, Betts. So 1 out here in the top of the ninth. 1 out. Paul Blackburn is in the game. Good to see Paul Blackburn. I like some blackened chicken fingers and some blackened fish tacos. Here comes the pitch to Muncy, and this one is up high for a ball. 1-0 here on Muncy. 1-0. Here comes the pitch, and this one is a little bit inside, and the count is 2-0. 2-0 here on Muncy. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Blackburn, and this one is in there for a called strike, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Muncy. Blackburn deals, and this one is low for ball 3-1. 3-1 here on Muncy. Three and one here on Muncy. 1 out in the top of the ninth. The pitch called strike at the top of the zone, 3-2. Looked a little bit high, but the umpire gave Blackburn the strike call. The umpire has been consistent with that spot, giving him the strike all day there. So the count is now full 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. Strike No, the umpire doesn't give Blackburn the strike 3 call there. Wells is going to challenge it. Looked like that may have definitely caught the box. We'll see what the pitch is. And it was a little bit outside, so it's going to be a walk to Muncy. Very close pitch, but not called a strike, and rightfully so because the ball was outside. So we are having a runner on first base here for the Dodgers in the top of the ninth inning. One out. One out, top of the ninth. Here comes Kyle Tucker up to bat. The first pitch is down low, 1-0. 1-0 here on Kyle Tucker. Here comes the pitch, and this one is fouled away, so it's going to be 1-1. 1-1 here on Tucker. Here comes the 1-1. And Tucker grounds this one to second base. Jazz throws to Caballero. The throw to first base is in time. 4-6-3 double play for the Yankees. Blackburn works his way out of a little bit of trouble. Not that much, though. We're going to go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Yankees have a final chance of capping this one off with a win. Down by 1 run here, bottom of the ninth inning we go. Coming up for the Yankees will be Jason Dominguez, Jazz Chisholm Jr., and Jose Caballero. We'll see who the Dodgers bring out there, whether it's Vesia again or whether they bring in Tanner Scott or whoever out of their bullpen. All right, so bottom of the ninth inning. Let's get our rally caps on and pray to Jesus. La, 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 la. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow night, Yankees-Dodgers once again. Joe and Johnny Salami will be on the call for that one tomorrow night. Don't miss out on that. And then on Sunday night, I will be joining Joe for the main play-by-play again on Sunday. For the final game of the series, it will be Yoshinobu Yamamoto against Cam Schlittler on Sunday Night Baseball. Of course, next 2 games will be on national television. We all know how those go. Yeah, David, I meant, yeah, well, sometimes you have to appeal to the crowd, you know. Yes, but I am Jewish. That's correct. Something negative here. Fire the third base coach for sending Grisham. I don't know. Luis Rojas is a nice guy, so we'll keep him. Huh. It's almost like Simon Cowell trying to stop someone on America's Got Talent, except he doesn't have the balls to. So like I mentioned before, guys, Yankees do have a pretty tough schedule coming up. Not like it's impossible, but it's against better competition, against the Anglo Merchant Pirates and against the Phillies. Fortunately, the games against the Pirates are at home, so they won't have their stupid little small box angle favoring them. The PNC stupid angle there. Little Bucko Park. Here comes the first pitch from, it looks like Tanner Scott is taking over duties here in the ninth inning. The pitch, and this one is fouled away, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Dominguez, and the pitch is taken up high for a ball, 1-1. 1-1 here on Jason Dominguez. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Dominguez, and this one is lines hard, but right at third base. Max Muncy makes the play, catches that one on the fly, and there's one out here. Dominguez hit it very hard, but unfortunately it was right at Muncy, who was playing right near the third base line, right over the bag at third base. Makes the play. So here comes Jazz Chisholm. Jazz Chisholm coming up to bat once again against the lefty, Tanner Scott. Here comes the first pitch, and this one is a bunt attempt. Jazz misses it, and it's called a strike, 0-1. 0-1 here on Jazz Chisholm Jr. 0-1. AT Road, welcome to the stream. The 0-1 pitch, and this one is fouled away, 0-2. Caballero on deck. Yankees down to their final 2 outs tonight. Here comes the 0-2. Scott on the bump, the pitch. And Jazz swings and misses for strike 3. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Oh, man. Need a bullhorn. Someone needs to get a bullhorn to yell at Jazz Chisholm to get his act together. I mean, why is this guy allowed to face lefties, but then they pull Grisham, they pull Goldschmidt? Like, I mean, why do they do this? But they leave Jazz up there. Here comes Caballero, the final hope tonight, and this one is swung on and missed, 0-1. 0-1 here on Jose. Dodgers are looking to win the first game here at Yankee Stadium, up by a score of 2-1. The pitch. And this one is popped up behind the plate. It's going to go foul, out of play. Yes, T-Road, the Red Sox have won 11 straight games. Doubleheader. They beat the Rays 2 games today, so they're inching closer to their to a spot in the second place standings in the AL East. Here comes the pitch to Caballero, and this one is way up high, 1-2. Yeah, the Red Sox must not be drinking the dirty water. They must be drinking the clean water. Must be drinking the Boston Tea Party. Here comes the 1-2. Scott deals pitch. Up high, 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. The pitch. And this one is popped up, most likely going to end the game. Right there is Edman to make the catch in shallow right field. And this one is over tonight, guys. The Dodgers have defeated the Yankees by a score of 2-1. The only 2 runs coming off the bat of a swing by Max Muncy. Unfortunately, that one swing had produced 2 runs there. Pretty, controversial decision for Aaron Boone leaving Garrett Cole in the game with about 96 pitches there. Obviously, it was a tough situation. Unfortunately, Yankees don't get the win tonight, and we'll come back tomorrow. So we'll come back tomorrow night, guys, of course, and. Tough loss tonight for the Yankees. I'm sure we definitely had good hopes for this one, being the fact that Cole was starting, but did not happen. And Yankees unfortunately did get the loss tonight, so we do drop to 54-43 on the season. 54-43, and in the standings. So luckily, the Rays did lose both games today to Boston. So we actually. Because the Rays lost 2 games and we lost 1 game, we actually gain a half a game on them in the standings. So we are actually 2.5 games back from the Rays in first place. The Red Sox are now 5.5 Yeah, 5.5 games back of us from the second place spot in second place. And there are 8 games back from the Rays in first place. So the Red Sox are on a heater right now. There's nothing much we can do but keep winning, keep finding ways to win games. It's not going to get easier. Dodgers are a good team. We know that. You guys can be optimistic with your takes or negative. That's fine. Any opinion is welcome here, but just keep it respectful, and we enjoy everybody's company. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'm pretty sure Joe's gonna come up and say goodnight to you guys, but I will say goodnight to you guys now for sure. Thank you guys for being here today. A lot of good conversations, good back and forth. That's always what it's about here on the show, and that's why we do everything we do. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Victor, Kaz, of course, Jim, Damon, Mighty Funny, Kaz, Corky, T-Road for coming in late. Thank you, guys. Mighty Funny, yes, thank you. Yep. Everybody, thank you for your contributions. Guys, please like and subscribe to both channels. Of course, NY Yankee Mania, World Sports Mania Entertainment. The game will be covered tomorrow on those channels as well, and then on Sunday. Thank you, Jason. So we'll see what the Yankees can do tomorrow. Tomorrow, a good pitching matchup in Emmett Sheehan against Ryan Weathers. And then on Sunday, of course, Yoshinobu Yamamoto against Cam Schlittler. Thank you, Jim. Good to see you in the chat. I believe this was the first time I've seen you, so thank you for being here, and thank you as well, T-Road.
I am Katharina Michio, and you are watching NY Mania.
I'm Kayla Walsh, and you're watching NY Yankee Mania.
Hi, my name is Maria Venuto, and you are watching New York Yankee Mania.
I'm Marnie Schneider. I'm the author of Football Freddy, and I am so excited to be part of the New York Yankee Mania show.
Hey, everybody, it's Ian Eagle. You are watching NY Yankee Mania, the best.